They say power corrupts. And what happens when power falls into the hands of a teenager? Brace yourself as we uncover 5 young rulers whose thirst for power led to ruthless ambition and a path paved in blood. Our first ruler, Elagabalus, took the Roman Empire by storm, ascending the throne at just 14. But this wasn't a fairy tale of youthful hope. His reign was a scandalous descent into decadence, filled with religious controversies, unrestrained feasts, and unspeakable violence. Elagabalus would order the deaths of officials who defied him and allegedly partook in rituals that shocked even Rome's jaded citizens. His rule was short, but left a trail of fear, leading to his assassination at just 18. Next, a woman who need no introduction, Cleopatra II. Cleopatra II's reign wasn't marked by grandeur, but by blood, family blood. She ruled Egypt not as a queen of unity, but as a master of vengeance, her greatest enemy, her own brother and husband, Ptolemy. As their family descended into civil war, Cleopatra II ordered the execution of her own son in a grim act of retaliation. This queen was relentless, choosing domination over peace, even if it meant destroying her family from within. Next on the list, Ptolemy. Honestly, when you hear about his ruthless actions, you can argue he's number one. Barely a teenager, Ptolemy III shared power with his sister Cleopatra II, but for him, shared power was just an illusion. To prove his loyalty to Caesar's enemy, Pompey, he offered a grim gift, Pompey's severed head. This betrayal sparked a brutal showdown with Cleopatra, who found an ally in Julius Caesar. Their rivalry culminated in a bloody conflict on the Nile, where young Ptolemy met a tragic end. Born into greatness, Alexander IV inherited his father's vast empire before he could even walk. But being the son of Alexander the Great proved a curse as much as a blessing. Barely old enough to speak, he became little more than a pawn, a boy king, trapped in a deadly web of guardians, each one vying to wield his name like a weapon in their brutal power struggles. Though Alexander IV was king in title, the true reign belonged to the regents who governed in his name. The council chamber echoed with the clinking of wine cups and whispered promises of loyalty, but every toast masked a knife in waiting. Under his banner, the guardians carried out bloody purges and ruthless betrayals, staining his legacy before he could even form his own. In a tragic twist of fate, young Alexander himself would fall victim to the very men sworn to protect him. On a storm-lashed night, whispers say he was visited by a hooded figure in the shadows of his chamber who murmured words of false comfort before administering a draft that ended his life. Alexander IV died before ever knowing true power, his reign reduced to the flicker of a candle snuffed out in the dark. His only legacy, a reminder that even a child of legends is not safe from the ambitions of men. Antiochus IV's youth was marked by one vision: control through fear. His reign ignited one of the most famous uprisings in history as he ruthlessly suppressed Jewish customs, desecrating the sacred temple in Jerusalem. Under Antiochus's orders, sacred sites were turned into symbols of oppression. His policies sparked the Maccabean revolt, and his name remains infamous as a symbol of intolerance and tyranny. These rulers remind us that age does not dictate mercy. Each left behind a legacy of ambition, violence, and a world changed by their thirst for power. Which ruler's story shocked you the most? Share your thoughts below and subscribe to uncover more untold stories from history's darkest corners.